hilarious. And then, of course, that's been ingrained into us. Like, once we've grown up into adults, it's like, oh, I know it is illogical, except that it has been conditioned into me from a young age. Another funny thing that, like, my parents did that I have become my parents is that, like, I don't use the dishwasher, even though we have one. I just wash all my dishes by hand, and then it becomes like a glorified drying rack, and it's like to keep it spotless. I feel like some of these things are like universal immigrant kind of like kid experience. Oh gosh. I hate these flex cuts. Expensive drying rack, I know. But that way it stays immaculate and clean, right? Because no like dirty dishes ever go in there. They've all been washed already. But yeah, we all eventually become our parents. I have accepted my fate. You used to do that, but then you hated the water dripping over the counter and floor, so you just got a drying rack. Oh my goodness. Alex, thank you. Hello everyone. My name is Lawrence. I like to build keyboards. I've been in the community for a while, but I only just started streaming like a couple of weeks ago. Everyone, thank you. Alex, how are you? I can't believe I'm wearing this jacket, like, with the reflective strips, just like, looking like a fool when Alex raids my stream. Someone has asked, yes, this is the Space 65 R3 in coffee, built with Hoshizoras on Palm, and topped with PBT Fans Resonance. Yeah, hello everyone, welcome. Melanie's saying high visibility to get noticed for raids. Yeah, I definitely did not have like the most advanced stream setup. I'm working on like slowly upgrading it. But yeah, everyone, thank you for the raid. A little bit about me. I am like also a doctor in training in residency for pediatrics and internal medicine. So in addition to building keyboards, I also treat patients, on the side. So if anyone has any like medical questions, I think that's like a great way to kind of fill up the time. How do I have the time? That is a great question. I guess I don't sleep nearly as much as I should. And I also let some of my tasks go on a little bit longer than I should. But yeah, yes, the cat on the door is a Pika-T Fingus by Jack, the cat keyboard. I don't know if you've seen it before. Sorry, let me get the switch in and I will bring it over for everyone to let me grab this board. So the googly eyes are my addition, and by my, very biased opinion, my favorite part of it. adds a little bit of personality to the cat. But yeah, this one is built with Poseidon's. I was saying that is the do not use for more than X months on painkillers such as acetaminophen and ibuprofen. Just make sure people see a doctor about the pain. Depending on how much you use, if you don't follow the instructions, too much Tylenol can affect your liver, and too much Motrin can affect, give you stomach ulcers. It can affect your, platelet function and also your kidneys. So that's usually why you should, check in for every once in a while. But if you take them as directed, less than 75% of the most dose that you can take at a time, assuming that you've got perfectly healthy liver and kidneys, you should be okay. P. Strickler is saying that they're studying for step 1 right now. Oh my goodness. USMLE step 1 is the pain of everyone's existence. It's a very, very, very involved medical licensing board, for those of you who don't know. It used to be that was the one that got scored and that determined the rest of your life, but that's been sort of put off, and that's now USMLE step 2 clinical knowledge. Plus you grow a tolerance to it. Yeah, a little bit. It's much more so with the opioid pain medication that you develop. Your brain realizes that, oh, the pain signals aren't coming through, let me make more receptors, and so then you get this effect that it's called tachyphylaxis, that the more you use it, the less effective it is. So I'm just going to put our little cat friend back. And if you don't already, do definitely give Jack Piketty a follow. That? Okay. He's currently running his group buy for the Funky 60, which I've joined myself. Very excited for that board. I was saying the next doctor's appointment is in June. Nice. I figured that doctors are actually the worst patients. I myself have not seen, even though I am a doctor and I work around doctors all my waking hours, I've not seen one for 4 years. There's literally just no time, We're working all the time. It's probably me making excuses, but that's alright, right? Alright. And let's see. I see doctors all the time. I know, but not with me as the patient, It's not quite the same. So oh man. These switches really do not want to go in. I really want all of these flex cuts to just not be here in the plate anymore. Halfway there. Just using these tweezers to push up the plate. It's just painful. Though we advocate promote health, we neglect our own. Absolutely. The pressures of work are so great that we just don't have the time to or attention to divert to our own health. And the culture of medicine is definitely shifting so that to make the health, especially the mental health of doctors, better, but it's still really rough. I feel every few months you hear about a medical student or a resident that commits suicide. It's like something like 5 times the general population, just because of the pressures that people face. It's actually been really bad during the pandemic. We've been forced to do things that like ethical and moral decisions, and like seeing just the sheer volume of human suffering, it's traumatizing. So you really need a really good support system to be able to weather all of that, be able to talk through everything that you're doing and seeing and experiencing. Yeah, it wasn't easy. I started residency in July of 2020, so like basically I didn't get a graduation from medical school, and we just started working. So yeah, I mean, I see therapists, we talk about all the things. Yeah, Maxine stepped away, and we got an Alex raid, and Diego's here. Very, very fortunate to have all the support. Thanks, everyone. Bunny's saying that you didn't get a graduation ceremony. I know, I didn't get any photos, like, in my doctorate gown. Like, I don't have the proof that, like, I'm a doctor. I don't know. Oh, yeah, just, you can DM me on Instagram if you want. Happy to help. Yeah, Maxine, I don't know what I did to deserve this. I suspect that someone may or may not have been trying to work behind the scenes to get this to happen, because I know I was guilty of it, for some of our friends. It's so much fun, like, when you are able to convince Alex to raid one of your friends who's also streaming keyboards. So, nice. Oh, Juan, thank you for your work behind the scenes. But I'm saying it's a once-in-a-lifetime event. I'm not going back to school for another 4 or 5 years just to get graduation. I know. It really stinks. It really stinks. But maybe I'll celebrate at the end of residency. We'll see. Melanie's saying that someone returned the favor. I guess that's fair. Yeah, so... yeah. I mean, I'm so glad that, like, we're a very tight-knit community in the keyboard hobby, and, like, most people know most people. So it feels like very close and friendly, especially among people who are sort of like producing things. So Bunny's asking, what was the previous build of my Windex that I decided to rebuild it? I'll be honest, it wasn't that different. What happened was like, okay, so let me go through it. So this is like a green and white Windex round 1. I built it with the same switches, Invokeys Matcha Lattes, on Palm, with like all the foams. There was like case liner, case foam, PE, and plate foam. My tastes have changed a lot since I built it. And I topped it off with PBT November Fog. So I got the custom FF4 plate in from High Keyboards, and then I got Cherry Sage in with the flash sale from Novel Keys. So I figured those are 2 elements that, you know, are different enough to merit a swap. So, yeah, the switch really does not want to go in.